Okay, so we have a KSP of calcium sulfate of 4.93 times 10 to the negative 5. Calculate the solubility in grams per liter. Okay, in a 0.3 molar sodium sulfate aqueous solution. So grams per liter is going to be found after we found the moles per liter. So we have calcium sulfate in equilibrium giving calcium and sulfate, and the ice table is going to be, so I'm going to, how much calcium do I have? We have 0 calcium to start with. How much sulfate do we have? Well, right here we're told we have 0.3 molar sulfate. How much are we going to get of calcium? Well, we're going to get X, and that's only the solubility. And how much of the sulfate are we going to get? We're going to get a additional X, but the 0.3 plus X, X is going to be so small that we can basically ignore it for the compared to the 0.3, and we get X here. So the solubility equals the concentration of calcium times the concentration of sulfate. So that's going to be X times 0.3. We're going to look up we're given the KSP is 4.93 times 10 to the negative 5th. We're going to divide that by 0.3, and we're going to get X equals to 1.6 times 10 to the negative 4. Okay, so that is 1.6 times 10 to the negative 4 moles per liter. Okay, and that's moles of calcium. Okay, and that's also going to be moles of calcium sulfate. So 1 mole of calcium equals 1 mole of calcium sulfate. So we have 1.6 times 10 to the negative 4th moles of calcium sulfate divided by liters. And now we have the molecular mass of calcium sulfate, which you can calculate. So I have 1 mole is 136.14 grams calcium sulfate, and I honestly looked that up in Google. Okay, and that's going to equal 0.022 grams per liter. So that is my solubility in grams per liter. Okay, so the things I want you to keep in mind are you're given that you have a amount of sulfate. So that's not 0 because we're given that. So step 1 is the ice table. You can ignore the X here because it's so small compared to the 0.3. And solve for X, so you solve for the solubility. That's molar, so you need to convert the molar. So step 2 is convert the molar. Actually, I guess step 2 is find X. So step 3 is convert the molarity into grams per mole. Okay, so ice table, solve for X using the KSP, and then convert the moles to grams.